I have been taking workshops across country among students, entrepreneurs, business owners, going to different colleges and universities, as well as communities and organizations. And while speaking to many people, I have always found that it is the biggest worry for all of us today to understand the nuances which can help us have a fulfilling career, a career in which you do a meaningful work and you earn a livelihood which takes care of how you can live a life, how you can take care of your family, your social responsibilities, and yet create a safe, secure future for yourself. I have had my own journey of going through a career where I started as a software developer in 1992 and ended up becoming a CEO of Z Networks digital business within 13 years. And for last 5 years that I have been talking to students and various other professionals, also while hiring people and making them work in my organizations, I always thought, what is that makes a successful career? Is it that external environment, like staying in a particular country or having a good economy or having a good family or a good education? Or is it that something that you do with your career or your life, or you keep on working every day to become the kind of person that the world is looking for, and in that way you create a safe, secure career pathway. So with that thoughts, I created the 7 secrets of a successful career, and I started reflecting on my thoughts, reflecting on my experiences, and reflecting on how I use these thoughts and these ideas, and gone on to create a somehow successful career for myself. Also, I have been advising young kids, students, and professional friends around these lines, and the kind of testimonial and the kind of thoughts that I have got from them, the feedback that I have got from them. Today, I thought, why don't I bring this to you? Or why don't I bring this to a in a form of a video so that you can hear it out and you can use some of these tricks to create the kind of career that you want for yourself. Now, to get started, let me kind of tell you a bit about me. So, I when I left my corporate career in 2010, I was a CEO and head of digital business at G Entertainment. Prior to that, I was a CIO of Sony Music, and I also worked for a couple of other companies as a software coder and as a IT manager and project manager and all that sort of role. After 18 years, I have been entrepreneur for last 6 years, and I have done 2 successful exits, and now I'm running my third company. And gradually, I am moving to the stage of my life where I thought, while doing a business and while earning my own livelihood, can I reach out to 1 million young students across country to help them become better in their life, help them become more better employable, and help them create a better career. At the same time, I also work with a few programs for entrepreneurs and business owners where I coach them to become an entrepreneur. So this seven secret of highly successful career is not only applicable to students or a freshman or a specific kind of people. I think you can use these tricks, these tactics to even benefit in your life in general and in business and in career or in anything else that you are doing as a professional. So with that, let me start revealing these seven secrets to you, and I'm sure you will like it. Give me your feedback, give me your thoughts, give me a specific thinking that you are developing while listening to this video, and I shall be happy to post a revised version as we go forward based on your feedback and based on your thoughts. So the whole idea of bringing it together is that today, when we look at the market, every day we hear that the job or the careers are getting replaced by machines. Across the globe, there is a sort of economic recession because of which the speed at which a new job should be created are not getting created. Then we see a deglobalization where instead of you going and looking at your greener pastures at some other country or at some other territory, every country is trying to hold their jobs and trying to hold their resources so that they can serve their citizens first, then allowing outsiders to come and intrude into their world and take away their resources for their benefits. So at some point of time, when we look at all these uncertainties and economic situations and no job happening and jobs getting replaced by machines, we start seeing the red light. And that red light today creates a kind of a confusion among us that what we will be really doing. The second type of red light that we all see is, in spite of having a right kind of qualification, right kind of experience, right kind of education, you don't get into the work where you feel yourself fulfilled or where you feel that you are doing a meaningful work. The third type of red light that we see is that we are capable of, say, getting X amount of compensation, but you get much lower than that. And these three red lights bring so much of frustration and disappointment and hurt that we feel depressed at most of the time. Now, what is the answer? The answer is that somehow for these kind of situations, we are also equally important, equally responsible. Now, take for example, even today, while you are getting frustrated or disappointed or you are worried about your economical and financial well-being, there are millions of people who are getting the job, they are getting the promotion, they are getting the raise, they are creating companies, they are becoming millionaire, they are becoming billionaire. So why not you? They also live in the same country, they have almost equally same education, they have same kind of social connections, but they are able to go ahead of you, but you are not able to get there and you are stuck. So the whole idea of this video is that I am going to tell you these 7 secrets which will help you start seeing the green starting today. So let's get started. Now you look at your career roadmap. So this is based on more on a software because that's where I have set my career, but I think you can apply it to any career. The first step of your career is that you get a job. And once you get a job, you give some time, say 2 3 years into that job, and then move into a more lucrative job. Then after 5 years or so, you become a manager, and then you become a general manager or a vice president or CIO or CTO or CMO or CSO, whatever. And finally, like what I did, working for 18 years in the corporate world, at some point of time you will say, hey, let me get out of this tech thing or this thing that I am doing, and let me see if I can start something of my own. And that's why today, if you will see, the sweet spot of career has switched or shifted from earlier, you want to become a general manager, it will take you normally 45 years of age. Today, you become general manager at the age of 30. So the sweet spot of career is between age of 25 and 40. You have to plan your career path in a way that in 15 to 20 years, you get what you want to get. And then exit out of it and start creating a consulting firm or a business or some or another way and mean by which you can continue to earn the kind of money that you want to earn, the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. Yet, even if you are replaced in your job, you are not worried. So while you are listening to this video or watching this video, I would like you to keep a pen and paper next to you and take a stock of where you are in your career, and then draw a 15 years, 20 years timeline and say, hey, what position, what kind of job, what kind of company you would like to work for this 15, 20 years, so that when you retire not an insecure, ordinary person, but a person who has significant financial security, who is capable of standing on his own feet without having a job or a financial income, yet continue to live a life that you want to live. And then if you are a beginner or you are at any point of time, this entire thought is centered around these 7 secrets are centered around 3 things. So if you look at the career sweet spot, the career sweet spot is based on 3 aspects. So the first aspect is interest. And that's why you hear lots of people will tell you that do what you love and you don't need to work. Or they say you, child, follow your passion, everything else will fall in place. And when they say this, they say that it is all about your interest. If you are doing a kind of job or you are into a kind of profession where it excites you every day to wake up and look forward to your day so that you accomplish something meaningful and you feel, oh wow, what I have done today. The second aspect, which is very important for career success, is your personality. So personality is most of the time misunderstood as a kind of clothing that you are wearing or how you look or your skin color, but it is not. It is all about how you package and present yourself in front of your employer or your customer or your family or your social circle, and then they look at you and then they get enchanted or they get attracted by your personality and they say, wow, this is the guy or this is the right man for my job. And then the third comes in your skills and abilities to get things done. Even if you have an interest and even if you have a personality, but if you don't have the skills, if you are not technically competent, if you don't know what will take those tools and techniques and utilities which will help you get your job done easily, smoothly, without much hurdles, then you will not be able to do the job, and that will be the biggest roadblock for your success. So at all point of time, more you are aligned between these three factors in your career, in your life, better career success rate you will strike. So that's about the career sweet spot. Now I am revealing to you the first secret of career success. And in my view, the first secret of your success is that how useful you are. I tell you this example, and it has got the most profound impact in my life as a professional. On the very first day of my very first job, we all freshmen were sitting in a meeting room, and the HR head of company came to us and he said, "So why do you think we have hired you?" And some of us said that we studied in a good college. Someone said I am very intelligent. Someone said I know the job. Someone said I am very qualified, and all that. And the HR head said, "Bullshit." He says, "You are not hired for this job because you are blah blah blah. You are hired because the company has a problem and it feels that you are the right person to solve that problem." And I tell you, from that day till today, my mantra is that every day, am I doing something? Am I doing the things at my work, at my business, at my home that keeps making me prove that I am useful? The second, before I reveal you the second secret of career success, at this point of time, I just want you to take note of this format, this template. Now, every time you need to present yourself in front of other person. Now, and when you, at the most of the cases, you can strike the attention of the person within 2 minutes. I want you to think of what you have learned just now about your career roadmap. So wherever you are in your career, if you are a student, you say study. If you are at a job, you say at this job. And look at your interests and your skills and your personality, and try to create a 2-minute pitch. Try to put your pitch, which should be not more than 2 minutes. And you can take this format as I put your name, studying or working in XYZ place, and I have worked at XYZ place, and while working, I have developed skills and competencies for ABC, whatever you have done. So put 2-3 lines. And just to give you an example that I have just put it in, if I have to put this today for myself, I'll say, I, Ishwar Jha, working at Appital Solutions Private Limited, and I have worked with Z Entertainment as a head of corporate digital services and CIO of Sony Music. And while working, I have developed skills and competencies for building products, launching and running companies, hiring good people, and coaching, training people to become more successful in their life. So now think of how you can pitch yourself within 2 minutes, telling about your competencies, your education, your skills, and that becomes so impressive that the other person feels, oh wow, what a guy I have got. Now, just to look at usefulness. Now, there are certain skills which is required or certain factors that you need to focus on while you want to practice or make it a habit to become the useful every day. And the first one is that do the work that matters. So I was told that today you go to a Chinese security guard and say, hey, tell me who has gone and who has come from this office premise, and say he has been put on the duty to count the number of materials which is going outside from the factory. So he will only be able to tell you the number of materials that has gone out of the factory. But if you go and ask Indian security man doing the same job, he will tell you everything else, but he won't be able to tell you exactly how many boxes has gone out or come into the factory premise. So that simply means that most of the time we don't focus on the work that matters, and that causes us to lose our usefulness. So think about your task, think about your goals, think about your objectives, and then focus your daily actions on doing the thing that matters. The second thing that will make you very useful is monopolize in essential job skills. So we spoke about job skills and why it is important today. Technology is changing, the world is changing. Every day you see something new happening. So you need to monopolize and have a better skill than anyone else at essential job skills which will help you get the work that matters. The third is that you will have challenges at your workplace every day, and you need to go that extra mile to get the job done. So look at what are you doing at your workplace to go to that extra mile. And like that, you can use these different aspects to become more useful at your workplace, right? You be committed at your workplace, you have a positive attitude, you are thinking and delivering solutions every time, and you are reliable and trustworthy. And I think being reliable and trustworthy is a very, very powerful quality that you can have. So we just discussed about skills and abilities and the importance of having a monopolistic position in a specific skill which is important for your job and getting your job done properly. Now, only way to honing your craft and knowing your skills better than anyone else is keep learning. Whether it is to learn on the job or whether it is to go and get an outside degree or online course or whatsoever it is. Today, learning is not difficult if you want to learn. There are so many platforms and there are so many training and development courses available around you that you can learn almost any skill at any point of time. So look at online courses, look at articles, blogs, authorities, universities, and whatever that suits you, whatever fits your budget, your time commitment, take those courses on continuous basis. Also, book is one of the best source for learning. So keep learning every day, keep reading the books, keep reading the blog articles, and you should always be a self-learner. So that will help you always have the most updated and most relevant skills to do your job better than others. The third important secret for the career success is make things meaningful. How are you getting your job done? Have you gone to a restaurant and found a chef who just cooks for you with a special taste that you require? And how did it make you feel? Have you seen your office worker or your office colleague whom you have given a work, and you would have seen that he does it with the utmost perfection, or he takes the extra interest to make things better than what it was. Now look at your own work, look at your own craft, and see how you can make your work more meaningful. How can you make it more better than anyone else? So take for example, if you are a software developer, today it is not only about you knowing how to code, but the way to become meaningful software coder is that you write the codes based on the best practices. Like you follow model view controller, or you follow clean coding practices, and once you write your software, you just don't dump it to the tester or debugger, but you have the skills to test and debug and give the kind of code that will make the life of tester or the tester so easy that he knows that once the work has come from you, it would be very perfect one. So look at the avenues, look at the works that you have been assigned, and look at what additional thing you can do so that the work becomes meaningful and you deliver something that brings a smile or the kind of confidence of your boss or your superior or your colleague in your capabilities of getting things done in a proper way. The fourth most important skill or the secret for you is to create your circle of influence. Now, as you know today that technology is offering us multiple ways to create our circle of influence. You have social networks, you have a WhatsApp groups, you have a LinkedIn, which has become the world's largest social network for people who are looking at better career. Now, if you look at a LinkedIn alone, it is working on the premise that when you know someone, it is easier for you to get a job than applying to a stranger and trying to get the job. So, as you know, it's the people who are controlling the resources. It's the people who is holding the jobs. It's the people who has the order which will help you get the sales. So whatever is your job role, around that role, find out the people who can really help you, and they can help you either by getting you the connections or references, or they can just help you by helping you learn new skills, or they can just guide you to your path of your career. Whatever is your requirement, whatever is required in order for you to achieve your career roadmap that you have planned for yourself, start creating your circle of influence today. And the best place to start is to go to the LinkedIn, have a right kind of profile, and start inviting right kind of people. Then you can go beyond that and start setting up a meeting, start attending the conferences and seminars, meetups, presentations, community functions, and you will meet people at all those places, and that will help you create a better relationships, better understanding, um, top of mind recall, so that you can go and get your things done. Now, the next secret of success is don't be shy. Communicate with the clarity. Now, communication is all about putting your thoughts and putting your ideas in a way that the other person can understand. It is not only about talking a particular language, whether it's English or Hindi or Bengali or Marathi. You can speak in whatever language that other person can understand, but if you can express yourself with a clarity, you would have seen that even uh, person with a disability sometimes can communicate things better than a person who speak well. So look at your communication, look at how you speak, how you put things forward, and improve on your communication skill. The third, one more important factor here is don't be shy. I have seen in the corporate world that most of the time people hesitate to speak. They call it that I am a shy person, or they say I have a stage fear, or they say I lose my confidence when I'm asked the question. They start sweating, they are wavering, and I think these are the wrong things. So start improving. If you have any of these issues, start improving on your communication capabilities, and start practicing a right way to communicate with other peoples. This one is very important. So even though you have all the preparations, you have a clear career roadmap, you have skills and abilities, and you have personality, and you have interests, and you are doing everything right, and everything looks very good, you have a very foreseeable future in front of you, you are excellent in your job, still sometimes things may not work. Still, sometimes some forces will disrupt the way you have planned things for. Sometimes the job that you are doing may not get done the way that you want get it to get done. And for those moments, you need to be prepared to know to handle it. And that skill is very, very important today. So whenever you are faced with an unexpected thing, learn to deal with it, have a guts, have a confidence, have the power or the energy to sail through it and come out of it. Most of the time, the things that worry you today may not last tomorrow. So cool yourself, take some breath, think of think, plan, and then go and take correct measures by which you get out of these unexpected, uneven circumstances, rather than losing your heart and saying everything is finished. Now here is the last one, that when we spoke about all the previous 5 secret of career success, it is a lot of work. It requires lots of focus, lots of attention, lots of hard work, and you may be thinking, then where is the life? So, yes, it is all about balancing your work, life, and pleasure. And even though you may have a sense of urgency, a fear of losing out, or fear of getting outrated, and sometimes you overwork, you are overexhausted. So by being that, you will be shortening your life. So every day take out the time to enjoy, or take out a time over a weekend so that you can spend a good time in doing the things that matters to you, whether it is meeting a friend, having dinner out, taking the family for a holiday, or watching a movie, whatever pleases you, whatever makes you feel happy. I think you should just keep on doing it rather than waiting for it and for some day, and you that day never comes to you. So yeah, so go ahead and enjoy your life as well. Since I have shared these 7 secrets with you in this video, I would like you to continue doing this 2-minute intro pitch for yourself. And you can do like this. So you create what is your pitch right now, and then create what would be your pitch a year from now, and then you can create what would be your pitch 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, and 4 years from now, and 5 years from now. So if you can create this plan for 5 years, mapping it with the career roadmap that you have designed, you will start seeing that how your thoughts are clear about how do you want to approach your future, and that will prepare you to achieve a very, very visible, well planned, well executed career success that you have dreamed for, or create the income that you have dreamed for, or create a life that you have dreamed for. And I'm sure you will be able to achieve that. And if you go on following this, while others will be seeing the red light, they will be confused, they will be disappointed, they would be clueless. You will have a clarity about where you want to take yourself and your future to live a meaningful life, do a quality work, and earn a livelihood that helps you gain respect, that helps you create a financial freedom, and that helps you create a social security so that you feel happy about life, about the things. So find yourself going through this video and be that. Start executing this from today